I think one of the key things you've actually said there as it relates to reconnecting and finding out or rediscovering what we enjoy is actually, and I love the phrase, look back to look forward. And it's something that I distinctly remember from Steve Jobs' Stanford address, talking about looking back to be able to join the dots to look forward. So certainly looking back at what you did and what you enjoyed, and, grabbing good old Post-it notes and dropping some different ideas down on paper. And not trying to push it too much, and then maybe sleeping on it and walking away and coming back. Coming back to it can be very advantageous. I was having a conversation with another dear friend of ours, Gary Edwards, the other day, sharing with him that I was doing an exercise, an unpacking exercise, and I was feeling incredibly tortured by it. I was unpacking from a timeline perspective why it is that I do the specific type of work that I do as it relates to emotive imagery. And I knew that there was a reason that I did it, and I was trying to track back through my life what that looked like. And I got my Post-it notes out and, was digging into that as you suggested, Peter. But I was coming up with all of the very practical, started work here, did this sort of work, got divorced here, had this trauma, had this, blah, blah, blah. And I was very unsatisfied by the time I finished it. But as it happens when we stop thinking and we allow, the magic to happen within our brains, I had a 2 a.m. epiphany. And it all just came through. It was like, it was that, and it was that, and it was that. And then I was able to connect the dots looking forward. So my point in sharing that with the audience is, if you've forgotten or can't remember the things that you enjoy, go through the process of peeling some of those onion skins off, which is your Post-it notes or your thoughts or your ideas, knowing that they may not be the answer or the full answer, but knowing that your brain already knows what the answers is, and you've just got to allow it to bring it to the front for you to actually hear. So sometimes you have to walk away. You may walk away for 5 minutes, you may walk away for 5 days, or it may be, a 2 a.m. or a 5 a.m. epiphany in the morning when it all comes through. But going through that process of discovery, curiosity helps you find the enjoyment factor, which helps you get more out of life and be more resilient as well.
Can I just throw one quick one in?
Of course.
Parents, when you've got a teenager who's saying they want to do all these wonderful things, once upon a time the parents would say, don't waste your time doing that. You'll never make money out of that. Parents have got to be prepared to listen to what the creative teenager is saying. What is it you want? Now, I'm not necessarily saying it's the answer, but encourage the thinking, because we're now moving into an age where creativity and innovation are the way to success. And the creative teenager, the creative adolescent, by the way, that's a good age to look back at too, when you're looking back, as looking forward, is what you enjoyed then, because that's probably some ways our richest thinking was around that adolescent years. There could be something in there. Parents should take note.
Yeah, it was around 16 and 20. So, yeah, and I think that's part of the thing, having a teenage son myself. And, I feel I can't direct him or pigeonhole him. There's certainly things that I would love and think he would be great at, but they're almost the old thinking of the types of roles that I know, the types of jobs and employment that I know. But when he talks to me about the type of work that he can be doing, and I listen to people that are in that sort of that tech space, they're talking about roles or jobs or things that aren't even being done yet, but will be in the very near future. And that's how much technology and innovation is moving forward. I think it is the best resource for us all is that curiosity and the ability to continue to explore and discover. And through that, we find more enjoyment and we find out more about ourselves and the possibilities for ourselves.
We are starting to value that the best person we know is ourselves. And that's really important.